All right. So for you guys who are just tuning in, I have to think up my most extreme super yacht. And Marco, your team will create it.
Exactly.
There we go. I got it. Listen,
How
you know
you
what?
doing, man?
It's a little bit of a science trying to get the to add people, and there's always something new on Instagram, so it takes me a little while. So hello to
Yes,
everyone.
but thanks God I have my friend here. We don't have to wear masks. We are not in a party, but we are trying to have fun anyway,
That's right.
together.
Today we're going to talk about yachts, and
Yes, in fact, we are working. There's only a part of my office. There's the other room. I am in front of my PC waiting for your challenge now. The idea is this, we work in this industry, we have fun together. You are explaining to the world what is a super yacht, how does super yacht owners live, and you explain this to everybody. But what if you were there? How will you do it? You have seen probably more super yachts than any super yacht owner.
probably
Probably, yes. But
they
then,
buy one and
how
they
will you
sail
do
that
it?
one.
Exactly. How will you do it, your one?
All right. Well, so I was told one time that the size of a yacht is determined by what is inside, what you require. And then that ends up being how big the yacht will be, right? You don't start with, oh, I want a 500-foot yacht, and then you try to fill it in. You tell them what you want, and then this is how big the yacht becomes. Is that correct?
No, there are two ways. The first one is about the money, because
Okay.
I can tell you that I can be really, really happy with a 12-meter boat, and somebody could be really, really sad in a 40-meter boat.
Right.
So, this is the first thing. It's about what you want to have, how much money you have, and also the kind of time you want to spend on. Because if you're spending time in your villa and you're using the yacht just for having some fun, it's really different than going for 1 year cruising the world. Because you said this year I want to write my book and I spend all the life writing and cruising. It's clear that if you want to go by yourself and just with two friends, it's sometimes different than being there with a huge family or maybe with the brothers because you have two. It happens to us with two brothers buying one boat, so we have to do two owner cabin. Then I can say also something that is really about bad words, but I don't know how to say it. I will try, but commonly the dimension of your yacht is the inverse proportion of something you have in your below.
Okay.
This
Oh,
is
got it.
something they used to explain because
Then
it's
I need a
something you
really
want
big
to
one.
show.
Then I need a really big one then.
You need a small one, I guess I know. Like we will design a tender for you. But on this, I'm just kidding because that's a real story. Every time people buy a boat, especially the bigger ones, they want to know how big they will be. Will I be the 10th boat or the 50th boat in length of the world? Okay, so let's add 3 meters so that I have a boat that is bigger than my brother, bigger than my friend. And this is something happening in real life, I can tell you.
Yeah, you know what? When you have the money to play around and you want your toys to be bigger than the next guy's toy, that's what it is. So in this case, let's pretend money is no object.
Yes, because you know better than me that maybe you have seen huge boats that weren't so astonishing like smaller ones. It's not only a matter of dimensions. It's
Absolutely.
not like a Godzilla, Godzilla
All right.
dimension counts.
So where should we begin?
From your dreams, the way we love to work, it's about realizing dreams, like a fairy, and you are my Cinderella. Because anyway, every boat, even a small rib, for me it's a dream because spending time in the water is wonderful with your
Absolutely.
kids, and this is not a matter of dimension. Believe me, you can be happy on a 9 meter boat. I remember a really rich client of mine with so many supercars and so on. And he told me, Marco, I received today my new Ferrari. But nothing gave me the same excitement as my first Golf GTE when I was 16.
Yeah. It's the small things in life. It's the small things. It's not always the most expensive things, you know? It's amazing.
It's quality, it's imagination. So how will you spend your time on board, for example? Holidays, working and holidays, because now on a yacht you can work also. That's important.
So for me, my goal has always been to live on my yacht, right? Now,
Sounds nice.
I want to live on it, but I always said if I have a small yacht and I want to have family on board, but I want to have a yacht big enough where I can separate myself from my family if I need to be for a little while, for
Yeah.
a day, you know, and then everybody has a little space. So if the yacht is too small, we will all be on top of each other, and after a week, everybody's going to want to kill each other. But if
Yes, especially if you want to live.
exactly. But if it is a big yacht, there is room to spread out, and people can disappear for. You can spend a whole day by yourself on board. Let's say TIS. You can be by yourself on the master on the bridge deck and never be bothered by anyone. You know? So my goal is to live on the boat, and we'll start with that.
Yes,
Okay.
makes sense. It's clear. I can tell you that we have a client who reduces his boat from 30 meters. And he said, wow, you had one of the best yacht of the world. Why are you going to such a smaller? It was huge anyway. But he told me, you know, Marco, during one day, sometimes I even don't meet my daughter. So I got your point, finding the balance between privacy, having your space, but also the opportunity of staying together. That's important.
Exactly. So and then the other goal is to travel anywhere in the world. I want to be able to go to Alaska, Antarctica, to the Galapagos, to Hawaii, to Japan. I want to go anywhere with no limits.
Sounds good.
No.
What do you want to bring with you?
Huh?
You know that. What do you want to bring with you? You know, toys are important. Are you going to arrive in a boat with your helicopter, or do you want a submarine, or how do you have fun while in the water? A sailing yacht? What?
Yes and yes.
Everything.
Everything, of course, right? So my house. So if I am in, let's say, Patagonia, we need a small tender, electric, that is quiet, that will not disturb the environment, and we can enjoy the environment and the smaller inlets, right? If we are in Antarctica, I'm gonna need the helicopter to get up high and maybe get in, right?
Yeah.
If we are in, let's say, Hawaii, we can do some sailing. So we take out the sailboat and we do some sailing. Now, if we're in, let's say, the Caribbean or even Australia, and we want to get deep down under, we're going to need the submarine. So we take out the submarine.
For sure.
Hello. So we need all the toys on board, right?
You need a lot of stuff. Also because the kind of tender that you're going to use in the ice is different. Because in the ice, maybe you would love to have an aluminum really strong and tough tender. Instead, maybe in the Caribbean, you would love to have a small catamaran with shallow hull so that you can arrive everywhere, like in the Bahamas.
So for the Bahamas, I will use the, what is it? Something maybe small, like a motorized catamaran.
Yeah,
you know?
a fast one.
Fast one.
Yeah, so that you can go everywhere.
Now, I don't like swimming in the ocean a lot, so I'm going to need a big swimming pool.
Oh, you're the one afraid when you have blue water and you are waiting for the shark to arrive and
exactly, that's me. I'm that guy.
I'm
that guy.
I could not believe the famous yacht guy is saying me this. But you know what? They told me that, you know, Federica Pellegrini is a really famous swimmer. He took gold medals in the Olympic Games. So she's a kind of myth in swimming. And when she was outside with some friends of mine in the water, she was scared. She was just taking their hands over the passerelle and the floating platform, and she don't want to go away more than 2 meters because of the blue water. I said, no, you are a gold medal and you're afraid of the water.
No, not afraid of swimming. Let's not confuse the swimming and the being eaten. Those are two different things. Swimming, not a problem. The snack, that's what
You okay? You don't want to be the snack of the next shark.
someone
Okay.
wrote, see, someone here wrote, Hanu wrote, who wants a pool when you have the beautiful sea? I do. I want a pool when you have the beautiful sea so I can swim and not have to worry about my butt getting chomped off.
Anyway, I agree with Hanud. I am the one who's saying, why do you need the pool? Because I even love blue water. But I completely got you. I know I have so many friends that don't want to go in deep blue water. They are not happy about it.
No, it scares the crap out of me. I'm telling you. We were in the Caribbean. We were in the Caribbean. We were in the Caribbean early this year, right after, I think it was around February. And we went to St. Martin. I'm sorry, Martinique, right? The weather was fantastic. The water was beautiful. It couldn't have gotten more perfect. They couldn't get me in that water. I would not get it. I said, I can't see the bottom. They was like, yeah, you could see the bottom. But man, I don't know what's down there. I'm like, I'm not getting in there. I'll just get on the jet ski and ride around, but you're not getting me in that water.
Sounds good to me. No. Which is the size of the pool? Something you can swim?
Yeah.
Something you can jump? Or just having refreshment?
No. I need something nice and long where I can swim. Not only, so I want one of those pools that pushes you, but I also want something that the children can jump in and play and have some toys and have a lot of fun, you know, and a lot of people can get it. So let's suppose we have 16 guests on board. All 16 people can get in the pool.
16, okay. Sounds like a big pool.
It is a big pool. It's a big yacht.
I know you're going to make me spend a lot of money. Don't worry at all. And then, how many guest cabins?
Well, if we're going to sleep 16, so we have 8 guest cabins that sleep 2. So anybody who's just joining us right now, I am talking to Marco Casali of Marco Casali Yacht Design, and we are designing the ultimate dream yacht. Well, my ultimate dream yacht. Right?
Yes, the yacht guy dream yacht. Because every yacht is a dream belonging to his owner.
Exactly. Connections. What about IQ? Well, I don't know. Let us know what yours is, and we'll talk more about that. It's great to see people when they have great comments like that.
Yes.
So we are here. We're doing a challenge.
Let's go to Cabo. I love this guy.
Yeah. See, we go everywhere. We want to go all around the world.
Yes. No, but I will bring you also in Russia. I've been in Moscow, and it's one of the best cities I ever been in my life. I love it. It's so full of energy. But you could not go there with the yacht, probably. But some cold places you could find them. Some in the Baltic area. How much time do you spend, or how much do you think? More on the hot waters, so Caribbean, Polynesia, new waters, or also traveling in difficult waters? Baltic Sea, Alaska, you said, Greenland. There are so many wonderful places.
Oh, man.
Norway is wonderful.
Oh my God.
Norway.
I want to go to Norway. I want to go to Greenland. I want to go to all those places, right? But I want to go when the weather's nice. I don't want to go over there and freeze my ass off. So I will go to Norway and Greenland when the weather is good. But who wants to? If I get to, I want to
check this suggestion. Saudi Arabia is wonderful. I think it's going to be one of the best places in the world in the future. They have in the Red Sea. They told me they are going to develop this, and it's going to be a special place. I'm completely convinced of this.
I have no doubt. Someone said Montenegro. I've been to Montenegro. I've sailed out of Montenegro to let's see, I can't remember, to Croatia from Montenegro, and it was
wonderful.
Amazing trip. So Montenegro is absolutely beautiful. But again, I want to be able to sail to these beautiful places, and if one day, because as you know, the sea has its own mind, and the weather changes like this. One day it's good weather, and then 2 minutes. So, hey, look, we got a storm front. It decided to come in. It's going to get really rough, guys. So hold on.
Yes.
I want to make sure I'm in a yacht that I don't have to worry. It's okay. It's going to get a little rough, but this is not going to sink. We are in a good, strong yacht.
There are so many wonderful places. I completely got you. By the way, the exterior appeal, is it going to be a kind of black tie boat or a kind of military style? How is dressed your boat?
I was thinking I like the military style, right? But I also like looking at classic lines. So I always said I would like to have a yacht that looks these beautiful classic lines, right? But underneath is a very strong military style yacht. So it's a do you understand what I'm saying? It looks like
Yes.
one thing, but it is another thing.
In Italy, we call it the wife drunk and the bottle full. Because commonly, you know, classic style are timeless, are soft, while military shapes are strong, sharp edges. So you commonly connect the military style to a really male-looking boat. Instead, the nice shapes of a classic style are really female. If you got what I mean, it's the difference from a female line of a Porsche and the really strong, massive, aggressive lines of a Lamborghini.
Right. So we have
Which car will it be?
and there has to be an in between. It has to look sexy but be military.
A sexy military, some kind of a Lara Croft kind of style.
This is a challenge. So I'm gonna make it,
I know.
I'm not gonna make it easy. I'm not gonna make it so oh, you have a military style boat that is beautiful, right? And I said, man, this thing is amazing. But I'm not going to say military because then I'm going to get this. I'm going to make it a little hard for Marco. And I want something very sexy, but also military.
No, I got it. Sincerely, I also like really simple lines that is typical belonging to military boats that are functional, clearly.
Right, exactly.
It's like a stealth jet. It's not designed for being fancy. It's designed for being stealth.
Exactly.
But then everybody finds it really, wow, I love it. And then the design, so many cars, so many things in life became stealth, even if no radar are going to catch your car, for sure. Okay, maybe the one in the highway, but that's another story.
All right, so for you guys who are just joining up, if anybody's just coming in, yeah, it does sound like Ulysses. Ulysses is sexy, but she's a little still too rough. But anyway, for you guys just joining us, Marco Casali here, and we are designing my dream yacht. This is a dream yacht challenge,
Yes.
And Marco invited me. Thank you, Marco, for having me. And
no, thanks for you for the challenge.
This is going to be amazing. I'm very excited about this.
Yes. I will send you during the days following this week some sketches, ideas, references, and you just put me whatever. Even if you have a crazy idea, I always say to my owners, even if it is a music, a movie, everything is life, everything about art, everything that affects you, that makes you dream is affecting your yacht or your house. So whatever gives you an idea, please send it to me. I have some clear points of your boat that are about functionality, living on board, bringing a lot of toys, the pool, a lot of guests, but also the possibility of having some private spaces. Exactly. And that's really important.
Exactly.
I think that's...
jacuzzis. I need a
how many?
Off the off the master, and then a jacuzzi out back next to the big pool.
Okay, so both, not the private jacuzzi only for you, but the jacuzzi closer to the pool, and that makes sense, like a nice hotel.
Exactly.
I say hello to my daughter that is online. She's writing, that's my dad.
Oh, he's a great guy. You're lucky.
Lavinia. And by the way, another question is about speed. What do you think about speed?
I'm not in a rush. So average speed is fine.
And last challenge. Yes, tell me.
But what I would like to see is some modern technology where we can use, maybe since this is hypothetical, maybe we can use some green energy, you know, while the yacht is docked, we can use all of the flat spaces, wrap them in solar. All of the flat.
That's the real challenge, but not for me or you. It's the challenge for all of us. It's something we need to keep in mind whatever we are doing,
I agree.
from designing a pencil to designing a yacht.
Exactly.
So it was my last question. And as anyway, going green needs some changes and some compromises. How many compromises are you ready to take for being green?
So we're not, again, I'm not looking to go super fast. So if we can do some hybrid electric engines, that would be great, right? If we can use all of the open flat panels that are not being used, the flat white, normally they're flat white spaces. Instead of them just being flat white spaces, maybe we can wrap those with solar.
Yes,
You know,
we are using this. You know, we have so many projects now, the silent catamarans and other boats completely in that could go completely with the sun,
yeah,
without switching on any kind of engine.
So that's
So
a great idea. Also, while we're at anchor or we're docked, we could shut everything down, and she can run on the power that's been saved. You know, and
yes, without the generators, but that's a big challenge. For example, you need a lot of area because solar panels could give you this power, but you need a big, wide area. This is why, for example, it's better working with catamarans because they are wider and they are offering you a big roof. That's
right,
the point. But instead, I know that you want also a sexy boat. I know your tastes. You want something Italian, nice looking, fashion one. It has to look also like an Armani military fitting tailor-made dress for you.
that's exactly right. Exactly.
Okay, that sounds nice. Sounds nice. What about party?
Well,
Do you think it will be a party boat or not?
I'm not a big party guy. I'm a family guy, but I'm not a.
You are a party guy. You are in every important party. No yacht guy, no party. You are more famous than George Clooney in the yachting industry. You can't say this.
I wish I had his money. He can keep the money. No, I think I do like parties, but I like quiet parties. You know, I like maybe parties on the aft deck. You know, right next to the pool. Everybody can hang out back there. We do our thing, whatever. But as for crazy drunken parties, people jumping off that's not never been my thing, you know. But I do like to have some fun. I do like having friends over, intimate parties where everybody's just really hanging out and having a good time. So
a good time together so that you can speak. You know all of the faces you have around you.
absolutely,
This is the kind of yacht you want.
absolutely. I don't want a bunch of strangers on the boat that I don't know and then trampling through the boat. So just like any yacht owner, you know how it is. They don't want everybody on their boat. Family and close friends. That's it.
That's the most used way, but I can tell you some people sending the tenders in the beach, mostly the single kind of owners,
Yep.
saying, "There's a party in my boat. Do you want to come?" Obviously, they used to bring more girls than men, and they
One of the guys to go get people. So I know what you're talking about.
so there are people like this that you can say, "Sorry, who are you? I am the owner of the yacht. Who are you?" It could happen.
Cutie, she is saying hello, Amy. But yeah,
And another last question, food. How much is important for you food? Do you want just the food to arrive to you, or do you like to cook? This means, for example, from my side, from the designer point of view, you can have a grill, you can have an open space galley where you invite your friends, or you can be like in a hotel. So the food is arriving to you and you don't work on this.
so this is a huge boat. I don't want to do any of the work. Though I would like to cook every once in a while, you know, have my mom over and we can cook together. My daughter's a chef, so maybe have her and we can do some cooking together. But I want to make sure my chef, the guy who's cooking on the board, has a very nice galley where everything
Professional galley. Okay.
needs is in there. I was thinking of having the yacht chef as my chef. If you guys don't know him, he's the yacht chef. But he can come over. He does some amazing food. I told him one day when I get my yacht, I'm gonna have to hire him. He's just great. And then
Okay.
But you know, I went on a boat one time, and off the master bedroom, outside of his room, he had a small pantry. And in this pantry, he had a refrigerator, snacks, a little like a toaster microwave thing where he can toast some stuff.
Okay.
Every night they made him a couple of fresh sandwiches, so if he got hungry at night, it was great. I said, this I must have. A little.
Yes, yes. A small pantry for you.
Of course.
No, that's not affecting so much the interior spaces. What changes is if you want to share the cooking experience. Instead, if you have professionals don't want you to bore them when they are working. They prefer to have a really functional space, and so they can focus on the presentation than in the pantry. And it's the same in the restaurants. We design also restaurants, and it happens.
I totally agree. But it wouldn't be, we can give him that. But I think having a nice little outdoor grill, maybe on the sun deck, you know, a nice little grill, little cooking area where if I wanted to do some barbecue with my friends, just me on my own without bothering the crew and just us having some fun, we could do that.
Do you have a favorite color?
Not really. I mean, for a yacht, I like the color of like that nice pale gold or yellow with the white the gold hull or the white hull. Not gold like
Goldfinger.
Yeah, no, not that kind of gold. Like a bronze, you know, like a nice bronze. You know?
Yes.
Or
yes, it's really trendy.
A pale canary yellow would be nice. With the top being white. So
white and black with yellow are good working, and with bronze even more.
Oh.
Which color is your car right now?
Wait a minute. My boy Mudzi said, don't forget the cinema room. Yes, we got to have one of those. Cinema. Inside cinema, and then we have to have an exterior cinema space. So we can, again, that can be next to the, maybe
to the pool.
Maybe at the pool, or maybe even on the bow.
Yes, but in the bow, commonly you have more wind. If you are moored, that's the only problem. Yes. If you are in the port, you don't know where the wind comes. But if you are in the harbor, in the bow, you always have the wind facing you. Yes. So in the aft, so where commonly you have the pool, you can have a more protected area for sure. It's easier to be protected.
Yep. So this guy says titanium color. That is a good color because that is the color of my car, titanium.
That was what I was going to ask you. Which car are you driving?
Mine is a Honda Guinea.
What?
Honda Guinea.
A Honda Guinea. Ah, I know. It's powered. I know. It's a special version.
Yeah, this is the Ocorialano edition.
You're not an electric driver. I know. This is for testing how green you are.
That's right. I've got the V4. Very powerful.
Perfect. Okay. From my side, I have enough suggestions. Do you have any question?
No. This is going to be amazing. We got to have those windows on deck, right, where we can see on the water. We need one of those.
Yeah, I want it.
Yeah, okay.
And especially, I would love to have the submarine going down directly from the hull, like in 007.
Yes, I like that idea. You know, Eclipse has this.
There are some boats with this. Not a lot, but it's not impossible.
It goes right from the center of the boat. It goes right down. I love that idea.
You can.
And we can use that as an ocean pool.
Yes, if you want. And it's a kind of a private pool because it will be in the center, nobody.
Well, we would have to put a net under it because, like, again, you know me and
No, no, that's what, because returning to 007, I was waiting for the sharks to return.
I look down there. Wait, I'm not jumping in there. What's down there?
Let's check what's happening. Even it will be even darker. A room with a dancing pool. Do you want the room with the dancing pool?
A room with a dancing pole. Every room, listen, everywhere there's a structural pole is a room with a dancing pole. Dancing pole.
Okay, but it depends. You could not make it in this dimension. It must be something that you can grab, especially if you're not a huge monkey, a huge gorilla. You need the pool if you want to do it. And you need nice music.
We're going to save that for another yacht, for somebody else's yacht.
Okay, we will not put it. Sounds good. Perfect, Alex. Thank you very much for the starting challenge, and thank you for destroying my dreams for the next 6 days.
Thank you, and I'm very, very excited to see what you guys come up with, man.
We will do our best, and I will introduce you also to my team next time, so you can share also the opinions and the questions from my designers, so that you can work together with us.
I look forward to it. So to everybody watching, stay tuned for the reveal. We what Marco Casali comes up with, and this will be the Yacht Guy dream yacht. And fingers crossed. I'm excited to see what you come up with.
Yes, tomorrow first update for you.
Sounds good. We'll keep everybody updated.
Have a nice day. Ciao, Alex.
Guys, thanks guys for tuning in. See you later.